Good morning, everyone. So we're going to finish up this Blueridge acoustic today. I did a few things while you guys weren't looking because we got real busy right after I finished up yesterday's video, so I didn't have a chance to turn on the camera and do other things. So what we did a little buffing, buff the top out a little bit. I mean, it's a used guitar, so it's still got some dings and scratches and whatever, but we got the scuffs off, made it look nicer. We also oiled the board with some of this stuff here. Howard's, so you know it's good. Feed and wax. Stuff works great. I got a long time ago, the guys from Taylor Guitars did a seminar at the store I was working at the time, and they turned me onto that, and I've been using it ever since. It works great. Just kind of wipe it on, let it set for a few minutes, wipe it back off. Dark woods love it. It will darken light woods that aren't sealed, so use caution. Other things, let's see, what else did we do here? We polished the frets, fret leveled and then polished. I think you guys saw the initial fret leveling, and then I did some sanding and some buffing. So everything's all nice and shiny because we like things to be shiny. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, we happened to have a nice drop-in pre-cut bone saddle. So that's going to make it sound better, a little better intonation. The previous saddle did not have the compensation cut. And luckily we found one that just dropped right in. I had to shave it a little bit on the edges, but otherwise it just dropped right in. Didn't have to adjust the width at all. Look, no, nice and tight. And that's what you want. You want nice, no wobble, and flat in the bottom. So right now I think all we have left is to string it up. I know you guys have seen lots of restring videos probably, but here's this one. I figured I wouldn't want to leave you guys hanging. Let's get you guys in your custom cheap TJ Maxx phone holder. Someday I'll get something better. I know I keep saying it, but anyway, we got some strings. These are D'Addario brand EJ16s. Great strings for the money. I'm not saying there's not other good strings out there, but we like those. So let's see. What we got? All right, my process is I take each string end and I bend them over a little bit, giggity, and basically just I take the ball end and just kind of, doesn't have to be a lot, just kind of give it a little, see if we can get, come on, focus. All right, give it a little, man, a little curl like that on each one, and that helps it slide past the string, pegs. Sorry, no coffee yet. So we're doing that. And let's make sure there's not any smudges all over things. Okay. Here, I'll bring you guys over on this end. You can see how this works. Okay. This is my preferred method. And the idea is you don't want the strings, the pegs don't go like this inside the guitar. A lot of people think that they sit on the bottom. So come on, focus, why? There you go. So they don't sit like that. The string pulls past it and kind of slides up like that and wedges between the top and the peg. So you kind of just turn like that, push the peg down, and just see, it's already holding. And now the string's not going to move, and I'm going to push this down. See that? If you do it the other way, you'll go to tune it up, and then your peg shoots out, flies across the room, never see it again. Just like that. That's the last one. Some people, these have been ground a little bit, so there's a little bit of an angle. That also helps. You can basically take these and put them on a piece of sandpaper and just kind of rub them back and forth. And it also helps the balls slide past without getting hung up. All right, so now we're coming back over here. And you guys can see my non-string wrap method. You don't need to tie your strings on. Look, watch. Once around, oops, sorry, bumping you guys. And you push down and put it through the hole, like that. Yeah, just like that. Move on to the next one. Oh, I gotta stop bumping you guys. I need a better stand here. Let me, so I don't do that one more time. There we go. There we go, okay. Now, that through. And don't even worry about going around the other strings. I know. Just get it done, and then just go like this. See that? No problem. And I like to angle the holes so they go out that way. But that's just me being a little OCD. There. All right. Now, incoming Bosch drill. Oh, there we go. Non-sponsored. Great tools. And then we just kind of do that. Push that down. Oh, come on. Went a little too far. Back it up. Back it up. There we go. We want our wraps to go downward on the post. There we go. Lift it up just like that. Now that tuner's a little bent. That's okay. It still works. Get that out of the way. We're going to go now to the G. Now watch, even the plain strings. Look, even without tightening it, look, they're not slipping at all. Oh, of course, now that one's in my way. There we go. That's as easy as that is. I like to bend the strings up, because I find I stab my fingers a lot less, and if they do start to slip, it is very easy to see, because if the strings start to pull through a little bit, which does happen from time to time, you will see the string, you'll see this part just flip over, kind of like an ice fishing flag, for those of you that ice fish. So we give it a little stretch, stretchy, yep, settling in. All right. We're just kind of getting it up to an approximation of in tune. We're going to stretch it again. All right. We're also going to check our action height. Oh, that's better. This thing was nearly unplayable when it came in because the top is sunk in a little bit. It's had a long life of being dehydrated, but that's okay. It still works. It's plywood top or laminate top, so it hasn't cracked. Bridge hasn't pulled off. All right, so let me get my tuning fork out. You know what? It's a neat trick. I kind of like tuning with a tuning fork. But basically, you just kind of hit it up. Well, hit it on something semi-solid, and then neat, huh? You can also, this is a neat trick. Watch this. Check this out. So if you take a tuning fork and put it around the 12th fret, hear it? It'll start to sing at the halfway point. It's kind of neat, huh? Physics. All right, let's see. Ooh, focus. There we go. All right, let's clip these danglers off. We'll give another stretch, make sure everything's settled in. I'm really, here, let's see. This is, I mean, you can lift the guitar up right by the string. It's not gonna hurt anything. You guys have seen me break 10s like that, but I figure if I'm gonna break a string, people are gonna bend their strings harder than I just did that. So if they're gonna break, I'd rather have them break now, right? So I clip them right like that, just like that. I'm gonna give it another stretch. All right, so let's take a look, see how our action is. Ugh, I can't talk today, guys. Looks pretty good. Looks okay. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. Maybe. Gotta get better stuff. Gotta get better stuff. Anyway, action looks pretty decent. We're gonna adjust the truss rod. It's got a little bit of a bow, just a little bit of a bow. So we are going to straighten her out a little bit. And this one has a truss rod. Here, I'll show you. This one has a 4mm truss rod nut right there. And we're just gonna give her a little bit of a, just about that much. Let's see what that did. Let's see what that did. We still have a little bit of a bow, so we're gonna go a little more. Let's see if that got us where we wanna be. That's looking pretty good. You guys probably can't see a heck of a lot from that angle. Sorry, I know, cell phones. Anyway, another trick to see how much bow you have in the neck is you basically go like this. For those, sometimes it's hard to sight along the edge, so what you can do is put your finger there, and then your string forms a straight edge. And so right now it's just a little bit of a gap, which means it's got just a slight bit of forward bow, which is what I want. You want a little bit of room. Some guys like dead straight, and that's fine. A lot of shred guys like it dead straight for ultra low action. This is going to be played by people in a hospital. A lot of open chord bashing. We want to give them room, right? Let's see. Next, our nut slots are a little high for my liking. Let's see here. Somewhere I have the StewMat gauge thing, but I usually just use my ichrometer. That's not my term, by the way. Rain Man Ray, check out his channel. Cool stuff if you like car videos and mechanic stuff, which I do. And so let's get out our StewMat nut slot files. And we have number 12 first. So we're gonna just lift that up like that and just kind of lightly just give it a little bit like that, like that. And I just do that way. Yeah, I know the thing, the StewMat thing is super accurate, works great. It does, it really does. But I've been just doing this like this, and I can usually get it just as good in half the time. So there we go. A little bit more. This one's pretty worn out. They don't make the 12-16 anymore. It's just a 12-20. And 16 is a very useful one to have. And we're getting there. That 12 side is really pretty worn out. Also, this stuff's pretty durable. This is, I believe, Corian, however you say it. Basically, countertop material. There we go. That's better. Nice. And now we're going to do a little bit from the 16. This one's closer, so we're not going to go nuts. See what I did there? We're just basically cleaning out the slots. You can kind of feel that I can kind of feel that there was a little bit of it was kind of grabbing the file, which means that slot wasn't quite sized out right. That looks a lot better. Not gonna mess with the G, that looks pretty good. D looks a little high. So let's get out our 32. There we go. There we go. We don't want to go crazy on that one either. A little more. Little more. Just kind of want to try to match that curve. That's a lot of where your tingies end up or come from, is right there in that spot. You see, hear, feel it, hear it. There we go. That looks better. Maybe a little more. Let me give it a little more. In fact, I'm going to use the 36 just to kind of help with any binding that's going to happen. Just open up the top of that slot a little bit. That looks pretty good. We'll see. Let's see when we're done. We don't go too low right now. Might want to adjust the action of the saddle still, so we don't want to go too crazy. But that looks, well, here, let's go a little more. Let's get crazy. Let's get crazy. Just so easy to go too far. Right, there we go. That looks a lot more betterer. And the A is pretty good. Let's give it a little clean out the slot though. And that we're going to use the 42. That one was, yep, we're good. And the E also needs a little help. And that one, I didn't grab it yet. That one we're going to use the 50. All right. And there we go. All right, incoming blowgun. Cool. Now let's get an actual tuner. Where's my snark? Somebody steal my snark. I have a better tuner on the phone, but you guys are on my phone right now, so I can't use the tuner and make videos for you guys at the same time. Again, why I need a real camera. Any suggestions for a good camera for this type of stuff? Something I don't need top of the line. I don't want top of the line. Yeah, there's a good question for you guys. What's a good camera that I can get used or last year's, couple of years model, refurb, I don't care. That would do this type of stuff. Stretch her out. We're stretching some more. Make sure everything's nice and settled in. There's some creaking and cracking down there, but that's okay. It's normal. It's actually a pretty decent sounding guitar for a import made. These are made in China. I have no problem with that, by the way. I've seen some amazing guitars come out of China. Not saying I don't like US guitars, I do. I own a few of them. But I'm not a gear snob. If it sounds good, plays good, then it is good. Doesn't matter which CNC machine it came out of. This off of there, put that back. Let's also put our files away. And my magnet wall here, you can check this out. I'll tell you what, guys, these magnetic rails, you get them at like Harbor Freight or whatever tool store you might have in the area. Usually has them. Auto parts stores sometimes have them, but oops, I'm kind of OCD when it comes to storing my tools because I like to know where my tools are all the time. Yeah, here, check this out. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Magnets. All your Allen wrenches, or all my common Allen wrenches, drill bits, reamers, robo grips. Love those things. nut drivers, magnets, love it. Anyway, I think we're just about done with this. Really, action came out good. I don't think I have to adjust the saddle. Let's take one more look down the necks and see where we're at. Actually, I can measure it here. You guys want to see measurements instead? I know some of you like to see. I got this. I know it's a cheapie, but it's got nice bright colors. The metal Stumac ones, even, I mean, on camera they're almost impossible to see, but hard to see otherwise. But what do you want, metric or standard? Let's go. Come on. All right, this might be here. Here we go. We're gonna adjust where the phone's sitting, and let's also put this. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna make sure I'm not. It's kind of hard to do this and let you guys see because I gotta use 6 hands to do it. Oh, you guys are falling. Okay. Let's. There we go. Okay. Now that you guys aren't falling down anymore. So we're gonna call that one at the 12. There's 175, 2-ish, 225, right in that area. And for those of us who measure in Big Macs, it's about, what are we gonna call that? 330 seconds, 760, right around there. 16th is right around there. And other side. Okay, this one will be harder for you guys to see, but we're going to call that one on the high E. Where are we? It's even hard for me to see. We're going to call that one about 3/64, 16th. And come on. Why don't you focus on what I want you to focus on? And in metric units, 150, 175. All right, put our measuring stick back, put our guitar back up on the neck rest, and let's do a little test. Let's see how she came out. I did, again, fret level, setup, level and crown, setup, polish, the whole 9 yards for our local nurse. Let's put you guys back up to your normal height. All right. Wow. This thing sounds pretty good. You don't want to hear me just strum chords, though. This is what I do to check every fret. And by the way, this is the first time I've done this on this guitar, so if we got high frets, we're going to find out together. This was the area I was worried about. Up here, you guys want to see. Yeah, this area here had a bit of a body bump because of dehydration. I think we got it. That's all you get into that. Don't want to get copyrighted. Anyway, I think we're going to call this one done. What do you guys think? See the back? I gave her the back a little bit of a polish also. Not a bad guitar. Really not a bad guitar at all. A couple dings and scratches still, but that's okay. Anyway, hope you guys liked it. And maybe I'll have time to do another one before everybody else shows up. Any suggestions, words for other things, feel free to comment. Do all the YouTube things. And again, appreciate you guys that are watching, subscribing, all that fun stuff. We will see you later. Thanks.